Hi everyone, how are you all doing? Hope everyone's well. So won't be on too long, but I thought I'd come back on for a little bit. I've been at the gym tonight. Went live on TikTok, but not very many people joined. So anyway, but yeah, I hope everyone's well. Thank you for the like. I don't know if I'd be able to get away with it on here. Hello, Seta, because music playing, I don't know if it's copyright or not. But anyway, you're right, everybody. Thank you for the 2 likes, everyone. Hi, Fernie Warning, yeah. I was on TikTok. I went to live at the gym, but yeah, it's just I don't know if I can do it on here with the. I don't know if I could get like a strike or what, but I haven't tried doing a gym live on YouTube, so I don't really want to risk it. Otherwise, I'd do it on here probably. So someone last night, I was in someone's live and they were like saying, "Oh, why don't you show like a proper workout instead of just bits of shorts and stuff?" Well, it's just, yeah, it was all right, yeah, but I almost got a PR, but not quite on the pull-up, on weighted pull-up, but maybe another time. So yeah, um, is everybody okay? Hope you're all well tonight. What have you been up to? You've been up too much today. I just did a bit of like kind of meditation sort of thing. You look like Antichrist. Oh, really? Oh, no. Hello, whoever that is. Thank you. Hit that like button, everybody. Subscribe if you're new here. That would be really appreciated. Anyway. Yeah, so I've got a parcel coming tomorrow. So I've got to wait in for that. So, yeah. Everybody okay then? Hope everyone's well tonight. Hello, Daniel. Oh, yeah. Well, my hair is, but that's about it. Hello, David. Got a message last night. Okay. Here we go. Hello, Wanderlust. What's Moldy? I don't know. Moldy. I don't know who that is. Anyway, can you hit the like button? I've got 12 people and 2 likes. Thank you. Alright, yeah, what's this? David says, hope you're well, bro. I'm alright, thank you. Hello, Anthony, how you doing? Oh, I don't know anything about that, Alexander. I haven't got a clue. But, yeah, I don't really know what's going on with India and stuff. Hello, Shaky, good to see you. How you doing? Hope all is well. What's this thing that's coming up on people's names? There's this, like, what is that? I don't know what that is. There's some kind of like a letter A, it looks like, with something next to it. I don't know what it is. Does anyone know what's going on here? What's going on with that? I've noticed that some of these names coming up have this thing next to their name. So does anyone know what that is? Do you have any advice for new dads? Not particularly. I don't have a ceiling fan. But yeah, new dads, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a dad, so I'm not probably the best person to ask for that. I mean, maybe you'd better off asking someone who's actually a dad. So maybe if there's any dads in here, maybe they could answer that. But hello, the speaker of purity. Castle-sized Tesla coil versus Viking invasion. Who wins? Fuck knows. Hello, Pappy Potato. YouTube finally added at. What do you mean? What are you saying, Pappy? What do you mean? Ghost says, show me your light. What do you mean, show me your light? Well, that thing there, that's my light. Yeah. What is going on? What's this thing next to people's names? As in, like, hello, Varidivats, Ghost, Cod, yeah, it's a lamp, yeah. Anyway, hit that like button. Got 19 people and 3 likes. No, I'm English. Why do so many people think I'm Scottish for? What's that about? I mean, maybe to like foreigners I sound a bit like that. No, I'm not Scouse either. I live in York. I'm originally from Blackburn. Yeah. They come in packs like wolves, aren't they? You know, like a pack of wolves all pounce. That's what they do, you know. Hello, Deuce Volt. I mean, just generally, I'm not a fan of religion, but no, husband, but each to their own. Oh yeah, Blackburn. Yeah. It's not much else good about Blackburn, to be fair. I mean, it's just kind of a bit of a rough place, isn't it, Blackburn? If anyone's ever been there, not really one of my favourite places, really. But at least, though, if you go a few miles out of Blackburn, there is some quite nice areas. Like the Ribble Valley is not too far from there, and it's quite nice out there. But yeah. So at least you're quite close to some really nice. Do I believe in a creator? Well, I've been thinking about this actually on spirituality and stuff like that. So I'll just talk about that in a second. Hello, RH6647. So what if we are the creator is what I'm thinking. I might sound quite out there, but what if we are the creator, and what if there's only one? What if there's consciousness is one, and that we are just part of a unified field of consciousness? Hello, Agazad. Just live stream at the moment. Yeah, I've heard Rishi Sunak. He was the former Prime Minister. But now we've got Keir Starmer. If God is real, why doesn't he kill the devil and let that be the end of it? That's what I keep asking people who are like Christians and stuff. Why doesn't God just unalive the devil and just kind of have done with all the evil? But then people say, well, there needs to be evil in order for there to be good. But then by saying that, doesn't that mean that bad is good then or something? It's like, it's a really kind of confusing thing, really, because they say, oh, because of free will, but then they say, oh, what, they'll punish evil, but why allow someone to do evil just to then punish them? Isn't that like sadistic? I don't know. To me, it's just, I don't really understand the God of the Bible doing shit like that. Really, is like, as if they're all loving and all that. Like, why would you allow someone to then impose their will on other people? I would argue that maybe you could say that if you had the power to basically create a perfect world, like a utopia, if you will, then why don't you? Why create suffering, unnecessary suffering, like people who are like have chronic health problems, who, you know, they're struggling with it. Okay, thank you, J Biggs. Yeah, but why does there have to be evil after to do with the Garden of Eden? I mean, but why should everyone else have to suffer because of that? That's not really fair on everybody else. We didn't have anything to do with, you know, the devil entering the fucking Garden of Eden. Like, what the fuck? I mean, that's nothing to do with us, is it? Suffering brings you closer to the Lord, really. I would say it probably does the opposite for a lot of people, and that's why a lot of people don't believe in it. They're like, why would I believe in something that is causing my suffering? Because if God created everything, therefore he created suffering as well. So, by that kind of logic anyway. Imagine a creator throwing his creation into hellfire for eternity for picking the wrong religion. Yeah, I know. What sports you like? I'm not really into sports. I do fitness stuff. I'm not really into competitive sports though. Yeah, what about you? There is paradise, it's up in heaven. Well, why can't we have paradise on earth? Why does earth have to feel like hell at times? Like, what kind of sadistic person would, you know, what fitness? Look on my shorts, I do some, like, different things. Body weight stuff, some weight stuff, I do a mix of things, really. Suffering, what's that? Suffering does what? Purgatory is for the people not known to the Lord. I mean, what do you mean? I don't get you. This realm is not ruled by the Father. What is it ruled by? Because people say, oh, it's the devil's realm. Well, why doesn't the fucking God rule it then? I don't understand. God is within. Yeah, I mean, I'm more inclined to believe that than some God out there somewhere that we can't see. We can't see this fucking God. We can't see this creator that supposedly created everything. We can't see it or feel it. Or you just have to have faith. You have to have faith in, someone that created an abomination. Oh, fuck it. I don't know. Like, there's all this war, all this chaos, all because free will. But why didn't you just create a world where there's no need for any wars? There's no need for... Because imagine if you're in a sort of place where everything is perfect, then there wouldn't be any need for, like, stealing resources off each other. There wouldn't be a need for, all this crime, because a lot of that's out of, feelings of, what I mean? It's like, if everything was all unlimited, and then we would have no reason to be jealous of anybody else, would have no reason. I mean, basically, yeah, God created this world that basically caused a lot of people to, sin, if you will. Like, it was like his trap that caused, like, he made it so, in such a way that would turn people nasty. You know what I mean? Whatever. I don't know. I just don't understand the whole kind of thing why people can justify God causing or allowing all this stuff to happen. I've never understood it. No, but free will. But then people are using their will to impose on other people's free will. Like, what about when somebody's being fucking, let's say someone's getting sexually abused, for example. Let's use that as an example. So God gave somebody free will to do that to somebody because of love or whatever. Come on. You have to be kind of like, I don't know, really confused in my opinion if you really think that a loving God has allowed someone to impose their will on somebody else. How is that free will? What about the fucking person who had their fucking will just like, you know what I mean? So you're gonna fucking tell that person that God, like, because God gave them the choice to do that? Fuck me. Yeah. That's the Abrahamic God that, to me, just completely doesn't make any sense. Yeah. What's that you mean, little terabyte? What you're saying? We live in a world, we live in a broken world. We're inherently evil by nature. That's why, Christ, what you mean? Like, if we're inherently evil, then why would God punish anybody? It doesn't even make any sense. Why would you create a world that makes people inherently evil by nature to then punish them for that? Punish them for their nature? Kind of fucking sick fucking God would do that. Give us these kind of instincts to do fucked up shit. Because human nature can be fucking brutal. So can the animal kingdom, you know? We can't help certain impulses at times. I don't know. What do you mean going to vegan was the mistake? Steven says you know your shit. Well, yeah. Falcon says makes sense. What makes sense? I mean, we've kind of like been, think about, the one consciousness idea. I mean, this idea that there's some God out there that's coming to save everybody, I don't believe that. I don't believe that there's a mystical God out there that's separate from us that is coming to save humanity. I don't believe that. I don't think anything like that's ever going to happen. I mean, why hasn't it happened already? You know? I just feel like it would have already happened by now if it was going to. They said the same shit in WW1 in the trenches. You know about the whole Jesus is coming to save you and all that? Yeah, whatever. We're all bad trying to be good, yeah. Well, they say God loves the trier. It's like, but then we're to believe that God punishes everyone for sinning, even if they're intending to try and be good, but they're struggling because they have certain mental health problems or something like that. Does that get taken into account or something? Like, if say someone has, like, for example, someone might be a psychopath, they might be naturally a really messed up person. Does that mean that they get away with it then because they might have had some really bad trauma that's led them to be the way that they are? Because we've come to realize a lot of the stuff that people do, can be down to people's upbringing. I'm not saying that's an excuse or anything, but you'd think God would be like understanding of different people's scenarios and stuff. Everybody has a different path in life. Do I believe in evil? Well, just like I believe in good. Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to people's intentions. It comes down to like, do you intend to, try and, be good to people or be bad? So what it comes down to is, what is your intention? Yeah, thank you for subbing. The kingdom is within. So, like, can you explain it? Because they said about kingdom of heaven's within, so this is what I mean with the unified consciousness field, whatever they call it. So basically, like biocentrism, and some people interpret quantum physics in a way that, what if we're all the creators? So we might actually be the source of our own, kind of problems, I guess you could say, in some ways, depending on how deep you want to believe in, the mind over matter and that kind of stuff. But, like, I don't think there's anything external that's coming to save you, because, like I said, I think that they already would have by now, with all the, like you said, World War II, all the atrocities then. Why didn't they come back then? What is it going to take? What about all the people in North Korea that are just like, basically, in absolute like tyranny? I mean, China is bad enough there, but like some countries have really bad tyranny and they're just kind of stuck, a lot of them. It's like there's people that try to escape and then they get caught, and what I mean? It sounds like almost being in a concentration camp, basically. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like over there, pretty much. I don't know, but you don't need to follow a religion to have morals. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It's like, I think we all inside know what's right and wrong. Some people say that it's a social construct, like good and evil, like we've been taught what's right and wrong, but then some are saying, oh, that's just a social construct. But what do you guys think? I thought you were saying that heaven's within, so like, I thought you was talking about more religion in a more kind of, if you will, a more Gnostic kind of sense, rather than religion, as in, I thought you was talking about heaven within more in a spiritual sense rather than some kind of religious sense or something. I'm a bit confused now what you actually believe in, Lil Terabyte. I don't quite understand what you believe but yeah, I don't really think that you need religion necessarily to have morals. In fact, you could argue some of the atheists are more Christian-like than some of the Christians out there, you know? Hello, Proxima, how you doing? Now I'm English. Where are you from? Reminds me of Proxima Centauri, the nearest star. What think about from the perspective of a wild animal living freely in the world and us a higher being? Well, I'm thinking of consciousness as you could say consciousness is God. That's where I'm kind of going with it, but everyone's got their own opinions, so yeah. Hello, Raven Noob, how you doing? Hope you're well tonight. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Ignorant bastard, who's that? What are you talking about? Like, there's no need for that, is there? I mean, what's that? Yeah, Proxima Centauri, yeah. Yeah, it's like 4.24 light years away, I think. Sorry, trillion. Hang on, 4.24 light years away. About 25 trillion miles away. You know? Just saying, like, that a lot of these Christians don't act Christian-like. You could argue some atheists act more like Christians than Christians in a lot of cases. Yeah. Well, how can you guarantee anything? Hello, Akshara, how you doing? Hope you're well. What's the plan for tonight? I'm just chilling with you guys at the moment. Hello, the paradox is here. Oh, really? How would you know that? Thank you for the likes, everybody. And I was just like arguing with people on religion and morals and stuff, and why does God allow suffering? Now, some might say, well, we need to have pain temporarily as like some kind of warning, but what about all the people that go through pain their entire fucking life? The suffering every day is suffering, every day is a struggle or whatever, and why should they have to go through that? Look, pass. Hello, Earth through. What's that? What are you on about? God, God, let it go. Who are you talking to? What are you on about? What's this? Hang on, what we're saying in the chat. You won't fully know until you study all religion and have their feelings. What alternative? Soul cannot be created nor destroyed. Well, that suggests that consciousness is basically a fundamental part of the reality, is how I'm kind of seeing it. Again, everyone has their own opinions and stuff. We are infinite. Well, what if there is no we, is what I'm thinking. What if the we is separate, the whole separation is actually an illusion, and that if we can think in a like higher dimensions that we are all one, it's a bit of a hard thing for people to get their heads around, but it's like something I've started to be able to get my head around it. This idea that God, as some people call it, is actually split into a billion different pieces or whatever, the different reflections of itself, basically experiencing different forms, and that's yeah. Anyway, yeah, it just changes form, right? What's this? Do you reckon the pyramids are actually the tip of an obelisk? Not sure, but that's an interesting thought. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything really. But I did see something about someone saying that the pyramids might have been created 20,000 years earlier than previously thought, because they reckon they're only about 5,000 years old or something, which people are questioning whether they might actually be much older than that. But yeah, like anyway, I mean, I don't, well, it's not anything like a God of the Bible. I mean, but it's just that from my own thoughts is like basically consciousness. What I'm thinking is, in my opinion, consciousness is at the center of reality. Without consciousness, what is even reality? And what is consciousness without reality? So I kind of see them as like, they're sort of like one and the same, you could say, the consciousness and material world. The material world is just a projection of consciousness, is kind of how I'm seeing it. But none of us truly know exactly what is going on, but in my opinion, the best explanation is that maybe there is no other people. Because I was thinking about things like solipsism, but you could see it in a way that not like true solipsism, but everybody else that you're experiencing in your life could be you in some other kind of dimension. If you think about time as a dimension, and how maybe time is not this linear thing, that it might be you in the future or something. If you think about it, there might be infinite different versions of you at all times, having a slightly different experience, and you're kind of like tuning into one of those different realities, different reflections. As there could be all, infinite versions of life that you can experience. And depending on your thoughts, then you program into certain frequencies, and then certain realities show up. Anyway, down there's no other people, including you, in this video is a projection of my consciousness. I guess I have no reason to believe that what you're saying is true. Well, maybe you are me. Maybe you are me in the future or something, or the past. I mean, why are you asking, Wanderlust? We're in and out of dimensions. Yeah, thank you, Abdul. Anyway. But the thing is, if this theory is true, then that means that we're all kind of like, unified in a sense, in this illusion of separation. So think about this, right? That when you're hurting somebody, you're actually hurting yourself. Think about that, eh? Think about, let's say you bully somebody. What if you're bullying yourself? Yeah. Law of correspondence. You know about like law of attraction and law of assumption and all that? Because you've got law of attraction, which is like attracts like, and then you've got law of assumption, which is assuming the end result, basically. So whatever end result that you want, let's say you want to, let's say, for example, you want to get with a certain person, and if you assume it enough, then some people believe that you can actually jump into that reality. How you fulfill your desires, right? But I'm trying my best. It's just I have a lot of subconscious doubts about things that can sometimes hold me back, and I need to get rid of that. Hello, Babs. How you doing? What you on about? These troll comments, isn't it? It happened to me, but she wasn't the person I dreamed she'd be. Well, maybe you just I don't know, could it have been subconsciously like doubting it or something? I don't know. You have to be like, think about, like deeply about things, sort of like to attract the person that you want to be with, and like sort of just really visualize, not just visualize, but really have like that sort of fully experience it for the five senses of what it would be like. So yeah, but you're saying they're not what you thought that they would be. Well, maybe you can just try and attract the version of them that you want them to be. Or I don't know. I mean, that sounds really quite far out, but what makes something good? What you mean? I mean, no, it's not good, really. I mean, it might feel good in that moment, but then in the long run, it's helping others is a nice thing. It sure is. Um, Good things like helping others and making them feel special. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't want to just like, obviously I don't like to sugarcoat things or anything, but I do think that I want to be hopeful, right? I want to be hopeful that, because if I'm negative and say like, oh well, that's it then, that person isn't what you thought that they were going to be. Well, who's to say that, there isn't a chance that if you just kind of see them differently than trying to see the best in people. We talked about this earlier about trying to see the best in people. Some people have issues, shall we say. Some people have some, like deep rooted issues that they haven't resolved, and maybe maybe it's just going to take some time, but sometimes people need to work on things, and then eventually they become a better person. And you never know. I don't want to like, it's like if you really really like, so was wanting to be with someone, and then things don't, you I mean, it's just, you have to really kind of like think about what it is you want. If you really want this person, then maybe there's a way of working through things. Talking is the best way forward. Yeah, definitely. Like, is this person like somebody who maybe can work through things, work through any kind of baggage or whatever they might have? Because I think we should be trying to support each other for it. But I don't know what you mean by what you were saying, that they weren't the person that you thought that they were. Um, you talk about doing good things and become a better person, but you don't have a definition what the good is. What you're saying? I think like you have to kind of you should know that, instinctively, I would say. Like, if you don't know what's right and wrong, then maybe you're probably some kind of psychopath or something. I mean, surely you must know what right and wrong is. Like, so I don't even think I should have to even explain it to you, because I think everybody knows what right and wrong is, unless you're really messed in the head. That's just my opinion. Hello, Stalwart. How you doing? So the good is you should know all that instinctively. How do you tell a psychopath is right or wrong? What you on about? I mean, there's certain people that it's going to be, I guess, it's going to be very difficult to help them. Not saying it's impossible, but I don't have the answers for everything, basically. All I can say is that some people might have some issues that, let's say, for example, someone might have BPD, but if they have a willingness to want to help themselves, then you can, maybe you can help them. I'm not saying you always can. Maybe they need some professional help, but a big help in is safety. All right. But yeah, what's up, everybody? Anyway, what you're saying or what you're on about, you do it all the time, makes me laugh. Okay. Well, I'm glad to be able to make you laugh. Hello, Bracken Phillips. Mate, we need to talk about what's that? What are you talking about? Hello, Sunshine. How you doing? Hello, Catchy. If anyone's new here, hit that subscribe button. Hello, Stodge. I mean, I want to believe that, we can just kind of quantum jump or whatever and jump into that reality that I'm not saying it's 100% true, but I'm talking with Stargazer and maybe he can help you out and give you some good advice. If you've got some issues going on and maybe you're struggling to find the love of your life or whatever, and if that's something that you've really been trying to find, I would say that one thing I can say is to detach yourself from it. Don't get too stressed out about it because that can actually repel it. So I would say just kind of focus on cultivating your own energy, a magnetic energy, and you'll attract the right person. So even if that person may not be meant for you or something, but you can attract somebody that. What do you mean, boiling frog? Hello, Miami. How you doing? Hello, Bobby. How you doing tonight, everybody? Hello, Mike. Hope you're well. Again, if anybody's new here, hit that subscribe button. So, yeah, so there's Neville Goddard. So a lot of it's about affirmations and all that. I don't know what's that Skynet. Isn't that like Elon Musk or something? I mean, but yeah, he's in Epstein files, isn't he? So yeah, it's like when a teacher in school has isms and we get onto their isms and giggle over it, though. Oh, really? What do you mean, isms? Anyway, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like you're talking in some kind of cryptic shit here. Right. Why everyone revolt what? What are you talking about? F what, holy? Hello, if you know, you know. Good to see you. How you doing? Yeah, I know there's a lot of trolls, but it's just what we have to kind of deal with sometimes. The same people here at nearest space and with nearest interest. Oh, really? We're on about Skynet. Yeah, I don't really know anything about Skynet, so yeah, you have to enlighten me on that. Something like that. Just sorting something out real quick. Hang on. Bear with me. There we go. Right. So yeah, just I don't know. I want to believe that you can just create whatever reality you want. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of distractions in this world, politics and what have you. I mean, if we can ascend beyond all that, if we can ascend beyond, I mean, I know I put that in the title, but I think we need to all kind of come to a point of like, realize that it's all just a kind of facade and it's just there to distract us, there to divide us. I mean, we shouldn't be in this mindset of that all those people out there trying to, to like make us poor or whatever. And because if you think that, then it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. like I've had a kind of a change in my perspective on things, and I mean, I have been having a bit better like mental health lately because simply down to a shift in my perspective on things, and since doing that, I mean, things seem to have been going better for me, you know. So I can say from my own experience that once I started to kind of, focus more on solutions rather than the problem, because whatever we focus on will grow. So yeah. So whatever problems you have in your life, just try not to focus on it, because all you're doing is you're either perpetuating it or just, you're blocking any of your blessings from happening because you're so focused on the uncontrollables. The uncontrollables then start to control you, that starts to possess you. These things start to, you know what I mean? Like, we've got to be careful what we give energy to. So if we're giving energy to the media and all the division, all the hate and all that, then we are, we are a, you know what I mean? A product of the matrix, if you will. I know it's a kind of a cliche, but we are kind of in some matrix where we've got this media, all the governments all trying to pull the wool over our eyes. And hello, Jimmy, how you doing? No, just Pastor. Hello, Gia, how you doing? Hope you're well tonight. So yeah, we're gonna see, like, kind of where I can go with my life, and just by shifting into a positive vibration, if you will. This starts to sound like some new age crap, but we'll see. We'll put it to the test. Just think positive, really kind of invest in the more esoteric kind of thoughts and stuff. Hello, Jimmy. Hello, Gia. Yeah, I'm Jamie Brown. Yeah. Thank you for the likes, everybody. And having a gratitude mindset on things, like having that sort of abundance mindset, seeing the abundance around you. You just gotta thank all your lucky stars, if you will. Your health, all your, you could be in a much worse situation, but here you are. Yeah, it's not. It's like the top floor of a flat. So yeah, it kind of looks like an attic. Really, it's like the top floor of a flat. Anyway. Okay, Hank. Okay. Anyway, hope you're all well tonight. Welcome into my live, everybody. Nice to meet you all. Yeah, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I am live every day, so yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the likes. Why would I pay less for the walls being slanted? I mean, I suppose you could say because of like less space, I suppose. Technically, there's less space in here. But on the plus side, there's probably less room for like heat to escape in like winter. And the top floor, I'll have like less. Actually, some of the heat will be coming up from below, so I get the benefit of that. So, oh, thank you, Gia. Oh yeah, thank you for subbing. Yeah, familiar with the segment Monkey News? What you mean, Monkey News? Yeah. Why? What makes you say about Irish ancestry? But most Brits will have probably a mixture of things, whether it be Irish, whether it be Dutch, German, etc., etc. So it's how you think. I'd want to pay less for having less regular furniture options. Yeah, I suppose. I don't know how much everybody else pays, so yeah. Hello, Jack. How you doing? What is going on? Irish, Scottish, English. Oh yeah, yeah. I've just hit 4.8k subs. Thank you very much, everybody. Hello, always online. What are you saying? Nice to meet you all. Hello, Duh. How you doing? As long as you're happy, price is no question. This is the thing, right? We have to try and sort of get past the whole thing of money and thinking about, oh, how much does this cost? Like, because whenever you're worried so much about, oh, how much does this item cost? How much? It's like, then you're in this scarcity mindset. I mean, if you see the value inside you, then money should be no option, sorry, no object. Like we all have values that are. It's just that sometimes we would like sell ourselves short for some fucking company that. Yeah, I mean, there's literally people who will get paid a million. Like for example, you'll have someone like Sniper Wolf, who's probably some fucking millionaire who just has a bunch of fucking simps who'll pay her money and shit, you know? She has no fucking talent whatsoever. And didn't she even apparently dox somebody? You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, if someone like that can get value and whatever, then surely, like, you could get value from doing some kind of, you know, skill or something like that. You could make money. Hello, Zach De Niro. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just like there was that whole thing with doxing and stuff, but it's just there's people out there who just do some random goofy ass video and then make loads of money off it. So it's just the old way doesn't really work. There's not a lot of career progressions, I don't think anymore. Like a lot of the rich people are going to be probably more like entrepreneurs and stuff like that now. Like there's not as much of like a middle class anymore, they say. It's either you've got the peasants versus the rich people, you could say. But the thing is that this, you know, like kind of scarcity mindset, I believe, is what causes people to actually become more broke. Or stop worrying about money then, and then thinking about, okay, well, there's money everywhere. What can I do? What's my values? What can I contribute of values to society? Maybe you have some skill. Find your skills. Find your talents. Everyone's got some talent, pretty much. Maybe your talent is, I don't know. Maybe you can be a good juggler or something. Maybe you can tell good jokes. Maybe you can play a musical instrument. And just with a few months of practice, and you can just, voila, you can just start, you know, sharing that to the world. Health is your wealth, pal, family. Yeah, true. Yeah. Pull-ups. Yeah. I've been doing a lot of my fitness stuff lately and just not just building muscle, but trying to improve other things as well, like mobility and agility. So yeah, you can juggle. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've never been able to juggle. I'll do 2 balls at a time, and I would suck even at that. But it just takes a lot of practice and dedication. I do some good things with chords and stuff like that, doing different moves with them, different like one-handed cuts and things like that. But when it comes to juggling, I can't do that. So everyone's got their own skills. But what I'm saying is that if there's a market for it, the demand for it, then there's value to be produced there. Value is a subjective thing, isn't it? Depending on whatever society deems as valuable, but you can, yeah. But people have this idea that, oh, well, I have to go and sell myself short at some company that doesn't give a fuck about you. Because like a lot of people, they'll be like working for like whatever minimum wage, and they'll be driving to work, which will cost them so much in petrol, and then sort of like then they have to like they probably have some food with them that costs them a fortune, or they have to like go get a stop off at like Subway or some shit, whatever. By the time they get that to the end of the month, they have no money left, so they can't really save anything. This is what I mean by living paycheck to paycheck. They basically don't have any really much ability to save money, but you could say that's due to not being frugal enough and all that. But I think a lot of it's just people just sell themselves short because they're afraid of being, they're afraid of being told no. People are afraid of being assertive. Like, if you had something else to go to, you could just be like, yeah, you're going to pay me more, or I'm just going to leave. Problem is, a lot of people are afraid of leaving because they're afraid of having nothing. But again, that's scarcity mindset. So that's what I mean. Yeah, I'm still live, yeah. Why is who here? Yeah, I mean, like, I do go outside, you know what I mean? Whatever. But, well, thank you. Well, okay. Oh, really? That's good for you. I've just actually been at the gym tonight, actually. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? It's like you don't fucking know me whatsoever. Like, I'm just gonna get rid of this person because clearly they're not somebody who's serious. I mean, really, they don't know me at all. I've been off my phone quite a bit today, and I've been busy at the gym. I actually was on the phone at the gym doing a TikTok live, but I was actually working out tonight. So I wasn't just fucking staring at a screen. You know what I mean? It's like, again, one of these people that acts like they're trying to be helpful, but they're just being snarky and just kind of. Anyway, yeah, as always, that's what they do. They just try and be all snarky. And it's like I had somebody put some comment on a video say, "Oh, you aren't that strong." It's like, well, what are you on about? I bet you couldn't do half of the shit that I do. I looked on their page and they had a bunch of posts with some weird things on them. So they don't show their face, probably because they don't dare to. I mean, I'm trying to ignore them, but sometimes it's hard. Sometimes they try and get under your skin and stuff, and I do have my issues with that. It's just I still need to work on some things. But yeah, it's doing something, but what exactly are they doing? Why don't they just scroll past, It says more about them, I think, doesn't it, when they feel the need for me to, like, hear them say their bullshit. Yeah, I suppose you just gotta laugh because usually they're just projecting themselves when they do that sort of stuff. It's just, what is it that compels you guys to be negative? But again, I need to stop focusing on all the negativity again, because the more that you focus on it, the more that it shows up in your life. That's what I believe, actually. I believe that whatever you focus on grows. So, but I'm going to see if I just keep a positive outlook, then we'll see where things go. I do think that this year is going to reveal itself to be probably the best year yet. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, I don't know if you saw the video. I did the frog stand. Yeah, quite. I know. Yeah, the frog stand. Yeah, that's the thing. Just not even pay any attention to it. It's best to do that, really. Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever be able to do a handstand, but then again, it's like if I'm saying that, then maybe I won't be able to then, because I think a lot of people will limit themselves and be like, oh, I'm too tall for calisthenics, for example. But then that could become a self-fulfilling prophecy then, because then your brain will just have, subconsciously will just be like, oh, it'll just kind of shut that thing down then. It'll just give up on that. But anyway, oh yeah, I've seen about headstand, but there was a thing called the frog stand that I was doing. It is harder for taller people though, that's just the thing. Pull-ups are harder, a lot of calisthenic stuff is harder, because balance and things like that and coordination, it becomes harder for taller people. Hello, Andrea, how you doing? What is this thing next to people's name? There's this like, what looks like a letter A and some kind of sign. I don't know what's going on here, but just been noticing on some of these names. Hello, Lady Lewisham, how you doing? So I was talking about like how we have to be careful what we're saying and what we're thinking. Like if we're thinking, oh, I can't do this because this and that. Oh, I can't. For example, if someone was like, oh, I can't get a girlfriend because I've got autism. Well, guess what? Then that's right, because you're going to self-fulfill your own prophecy then. But if you said to yourself, no, I'm going to do it anyway, well, guess what? Then that's what's going to happen, because your subconscious mind will then find a way to make that happen. So it depends. Like if you really want something to happen and you believe it's going to happen, then your subconscious will then kind of, so it'll be subconsciously scouring the universe or whatever. It will be tuning into certain frequencies. That's what some people believe, that it's like our brain's like an antenna or whatever, and it's sort of like tuning into different frequencies, and then different opportunities arise, like doors open. Anyway, the mind's thoughts are a powerful thing. Choose wisely what and where your focus goes. Yeah, they say energy flows where attention goes. So if your attention is on things like the media or on, say, like government and how they're corrupt and all that, then you're just going to have this very like nihilistic outlook on life. A lot of these people like have quite nihilistic outlooks on life, I've noticed. They're very negative, they're very, just hopeless, and just a lot of them do a bunch of substances to try and deal with it. But a lot of them are a mess, to be honest with you. I've seen some of these communities where they get very paranoid about things, and then instead of, you could say for some people, it's like a kind of cope. Instead of actually going through the hard work of actually building something for themselves, they just blame something external. Oh, it's the government that's, yeah, the government is corrupt, and I agree, but it's like, the problem is when people allow that to limit your life. Hello, Tough Duff, how you doing? Okay. I made some, what's that, hot lips chocolate tonight. It's chocolate mixed with Haribo powder and cinnamon. Can you, or habanero? I thought you said Haribo for a second. I was like, you can't eat that, can you? Habanero. Yeah. That's some really spicy. Very spicy. It's very, very, very hot. Like my wife. Almost as hot. Maybe not quite as hot, but very hot. I love lips molds for chocolates. Oh, really? Tremendously spicy. My attention goes to what I'm doing at the weekend. I always end up with something to do. It's like manifestation, right? Yeah, this is what I was talking about. So someone was talking about, like saying something that they, like the person that with their dreams didn't turn out to be the person that they thought that they would be. So what would you say to that? Some might say, well, that proves that manifestation isn't real. Some might say that there's subconscious things that might be blocking certain outcomes. Maybe you subconsciously doubt things, and sometimes we don't even realize how much we can be doubting things and how that might block it. Like, you have to be that magnetic person. You have to be whatever, because whatever you attract is a mirror of whatever you are deep down. So if you have certain issues in your life, then reality will mirror that to you, I believe. Sort of like I know I keep using this word self-fulfilling prophecy, but it also comes down to, like, what is your internal state at that moment? What are you feeling? Are you feeling lack? Are you feeling like, sort of nihilistic? Are you feeling negative in some way? Because you'll just see more of that if you just keep on, like, believing that. Now, of course, we all have doubts from time to time, and that's fine. We're only human. We're not perfect. But as long as the good thoughts outweigh the bad, then that's all that matters. The good thoughts should outweigh the bad, and that's what's going to prevail. If the positive stuff is outweighing the bad, then that'll be what overpowers the bad. But then again, there is this thing called the bad apple effect. So I saw this thing about how, let's say a group of people and there's one bad apple in that group. Apparently that can shift the whole kind of vibe or something. But I guess it depends on how strong these positive people are. I guess it depends on the situation, if they're forced into staying in this group or something. But let's say you've got 5 people in a group, 4 of them are like really positive, and then one of them is some kind of bad apple and very negative. But you could say, well, if these people really are that positive, they're not going to let the one negative person bring it down. They're just going to laugh at it. They're going to be like, huh, really? Yeah, you're talking shit. So I don't know if this bad apple effect is real. I guess it depends on different scenarios or something. Because I feel like if you got people who are truly positive and they're very optimistic, I don't think that one bad apple is going to, completely like switch the mindset of all those positive people. If anything, they're just going to tell them to just fuck off. I mean, we're just having a good time here, and you're just trying to put a downer on everything. So maybe just kind of buzz off and just kind of leave us alone, kind of thing, or we're just going to keep, riding high and just kind of, you know what I mean? I do a good, oh yeah, get to the chopper! Oh, there was this funny video, like, I think I've been seeing it on Instagram, which was like, that song Gautier, Somebody That I Used to Know, and they just like, they just basically made it to where Arnold Schwarzenegger's singing that song where it goes, now and then I think of all the times you screwed me over. I was thinking that was something that I'd done. What is it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got your chopper. Yeah, anyway. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're well. Oh, you know that song? Yeah. It was quite big back around nearly 15 years ago, actually. Hello, Pud. Fake, whatever that is. Oh no, well, that's not good, is it? Hello, John Removals. Welcome back. Hello, Raymond. If anybody's new here, hit that subscribe button. I will have to get going in a minute, but it's been good hanging out with you all. Yeah, it's getting quite late though, so. Hello, Mad Metalhead. Oh, you're into metal. Yeah, there's my death metal vocals. Yeah. How do you like that? Yeah, are you from India? No, I'm not. Hello, Will the Wise. Oh yeah, metal, yeah. Then the pig squeals as well. It goes like. Sounds like a bad chest infection though. Oh god. Enter Sandman. Oh yeah, that's more like. Oh yeah! Metallica! Oh yeah! There's this guy called Jim Brewer who did a good James Hetfield impression. He's actually on James Corden Live in Los Angeles, and Arnold and Linda Hamilton were on the show. Oh, really? Hello, what's this, Lade? Nice to meet you. Welcome back. American, like, I can talk American if you want. Hey, it's so awesome to have you here tonight. Hope you all had a dope ass day today. What you mean, Macho Man Randy Savage? Dunno. But I can do it like Canadian, eh? So we've got Andrea, the goose mother. So nice to see you, eh? So I'm going to go like cross country skiing because it's like been so snowy, and when it's like winter, it's like you can go cross country skiing. That's one of the great things about living in Canada, eh? Oh yeah, I love maple syrup, eh? It's so sweet and treacly, eh? What about Italian New Yorker? Like, oh yeah, I'm walking here. Oh yeah, I remember back in 2020, Dr. Fauci, we gotta put on our masks to stop the spread of the virus. To stop you catching the germs. Oh, really? Yeah, like we live in igloos and it gets so cold out in winter, eh? But then when like summer comes along, it's like the complete opposite, eh? It's like 30 plus Celsius, eh? How about that, eh? It's crazy, eh? It's like we're in Siberia, eh? Tap it straight out of the tap it straight out of the tree, eh? I know as you say out, it's more like the kind of normal way of saying it, but some Canadians say house and about this house. Or some say about, like house, depending on where you're from, but yeah. It's a bit of like a stereotype that Canadians say hoose and about and moose. Hello, Escher Jack. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna be getting going, guys, I think. Hello, Emily, how you doing? I'm about to get going, but yeah. So as soon as someone mentioned Australian and then Emily shows up, yeah, aren't you Australian? Andrew Tate, what colour is your Bugatti? Breathe air! I don't know why I lost the fight, maybe the universe or God decided that I had to lose. Because maybe Chase has been through enough. And the universe decided that maybe I could handle losing better than Chase. That's literally what he said. His excuses, it's like his mental gymnastics to try and kind of justify why he lost instead of just being like, and just straight up say I lost. Yeah, I just got some food there. So right, I'm gonna say good night, everybody. Take care. Bye. Yeah, it's still a show, yeah. Alright, bye everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back!